So on Labor Day of 2016, 1 year after I had gone to church, um, my daughter and I were at this parade, and I'm leaning against a pole that in my town I think used to be an old pole where they would tie horses to, and because this was, like an older downtown area. I'm saying this because it's actually kind of significant, although I never really thought about that until right now. But in the distance, I hear taps, and it's a military funeral song. And I never liked the song because it would always make me cry. And in this moment, that was no exception, except for I really did not want to hear this song. I started panicking and, God, praying, God, please, please take this away. God, I can't hear this. And the song marched closer, and time moved on. And as the song passed by, and then shortly behind it, there was a silent procession of banner bearers bearing the names and faces of all the fallen soldiers in the area. And if I had any control, I lost it then. I was a puddle of misery in a sea of celebration. I had just tears just flowing out of me. I didn't know it was capable for somebody to cry so much. And a gal that had gone to the church that had just, betrayed me. And she was also part of the kids group that I was trying to start at the library because I was trying to find playmates for my daughter. And so I volunteered there, and I did a lot of programs for the kids. And I even started a couple. And yet every time I would try to make friends with somebody, they would say, "What church do you go to?" And I would say, "Well, nothing. I mean, God created everything, so whatever I'm doing, I'm worshiping God." And inevitably, that would lead me to, "We're going to ghost you. We're not going to talk to you again. We don't think that you're enough of a believer." Honestly, I was ghosted, so it wasn't really a matter of an explanation. But it just kept happening, and that was my explanation. So she, of all people, one of these people that ghosted me, comes over. "Oh my gosh, I saw you across the street crying. Are you okay? Did you lose somebody?" I looked at her with just like the audacity, like, how dare you intrude in this very private moment that I'm having? But, knowing I had to say something, I just, yeah, you could say that. Because how could I tell her that in that moment I lost all of those soldiers? I lost them each individually and collectively. And it's like there was a whole spirit of loss. And this is why I'm saying maybe this pole that horses were once tied to, this was part of a very old downtown area. Maybe there was just something I was picking up on in the area where I just suddenly felt like I had lost all those people. And then I was shown just the sheer amount of corruption that has gone on in the world, and a very strong desire within me of, I gotta fix this, only to realize how inconceivably insignificant I was, and how big all of these events were, and how was I going to possibly make an impact on that? But at the same time, I realized how important I was, how I couldn't necessarily do things to help people because so many people had tried. It was a fundamental system flaw that had occurred that needed to be fixed, but not by any one individual. It could only really be fixed by people focusing on themselves and the problems that they carry to the table, the way that they create problems in the world as a whole. And so I left that day just puzzled and confused. What in the hell just happened to me? What I'm trying to explain now about realizing the corruption of humanity, but also realizing how corrupt I was, that was just the beginning.